On December 11, 2025, the Bulgarian Zelyaskov government resigned en masse in response to overwhelming demand from the people for revolution and change. Over the course of 3 weeks, the citizens of Bulgaria had demonstrated beyond a shadow of a doubt that they would no longer stand for a corrupt system of degenerate individuals only concerned with themselves and their own wealth. They took to the streets in protest and refused to allow the government to continue grinding the Bulgarian people under their boot heels. But let's go back a moment. Hey everyone, I want to talk about how the Bulgarian people overthrew their government in 17 days without firing a shot. On the 25th of November 2025, large groups of Bulgarian citizens began what would become an ongoing series of protests, triggered by a controversial new budget, setting off long-standing animosity over unofficial deep state power networks. Sound familiar? Oligarch Pivsky's attempts to grab more and more power for he and Prime Minister Borisov amid repeated corruption scandals and major national decisions being made far from public eyes led to the people's demand of a new model of governance, one that existed free of oligarchic influence. Pressure continued to build until the 2nd of December. Approximately 50,000 people gathered outside the Capitol building in Sofia, Bulgaria, as well as the demonstrations in several other cities drawing 50,000 protesters as well. The rallies continued day in and day out until 9 days later, on the 11th, when the ruling body of the Bulgarian government stood up behind a podium and announced on camera to their nation and to the world that the Bulgarian Zelyaskov government resigned, effective immediately. This was an amazing inspiration to all of us who fight for freedom, but it was not a miracle. It was the product of a few important factors and some very hard work. They had organization, a popular movement. They were willing to change expectations in an effort to achieve their more important goals, and they acted while the system they were under still had freedom of speech and the right to demonstrate. Gen Z hopped on social media and spread the word, so the movement was led from too many directions to stop, bringing in massive creators and celebs and their followings as well as major coalitions. They kept the pressure up. They fought together and they remembered what was important: doing the right fucking thing and stopping the people destroying their country and stealing its wealth. I think it's time we take a page out of Bulgaria's book. Stand up and be counted.